Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 o'clock on June 24th. Welcome to NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta. We first want to check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman to take a look at what your Tuesday is going to look like.
Good morning. Mostly sunny skies for today. It's going to be even warmer this afternoon. It's a cool start this morning, but those temperatures will be up around 90 for highs in our west side valleys. Mainly light breezes expected through the day today. Could be a little bit breezier at times along the coast. This afternoon looks pretty good for hitting the pool in the Rogue Valley. Those temperatures into the upper 80s by 3 o'clock. And still hanging out in the upper 80s at 6 o'clock. Don't forget sunscreen. That UV index will be very high. Today up to 91 degrees in Medford and Grants Pass, up to 90 in Wairika, will be up to 85 in Klamath Falls, and 67 degrees in Brookings. Marine layer clouds and fog should decrease as we go throughout the day along the coast. Breezes, a little bit of a breeze this afternoon, nothing too terribly strong, but we will see some breezier conditions on Wednesday afternoon, and that is going to lead to a little bit of a cool down for us. I'll have more details on that and a peek towards the weekend coming up.
New this morning, the Oregon State Senate is taking action to address long emergency wait room times and support patients with more complex healthcare needs. Senate Bill 296 passed and is now looking to begin implementing the first phase of a multi-year, multi-session plan aimed to reduce delays in Oregon's healthcare settings, helping patients who no longer need hospital-level care and are waiting to be discharged to their next care setting. This has caused delays and increased costs throughout the system. The bill has also extended the post-hospital care benefit for Oregon Health Plan patients from 20 to 100 days. The measure now moves to the Oregon House of Representatives for consideration. And a major shift in how Oregon regulates for-profit electric utilities is on the move. The Oregon Senate passed Senate Bill 688, giving the Public Utility Commission new power to hold utilities accountable, and not just for spending, but for real results. Senator Han Pham, a Democrat in Portland, says the goal is to lower bills, have better service, and provide safer, more reliable power, especially as families struggle with rising costs. The bill introduces performance-based regulation tying utility profits to outcomes like grid reliability and climate progress. It passed the Senate with bipartisan support 19-10 and now heads to the House for debate. And we are just 10 days away until the 4th of July is here and the opening of the 2025 fireworks sales season is here. Now, we told you about residents raising concerns about fire risk that comes with fireworks. Now, Oregon State Fire Marshal is asking you to keep it legal and keep it safe. They urge you to check local regulations, as local governments across the state may have additional restrictions to state laws. State law requires that fireworks not be used on public lands, in national parks, or land managed by agencies such as BLM, U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and ODF. This includes Oregon State parks, beaches, and campgrounds. When you are using fireworks, be sure to have a bucket of water or a hose nearby, and always be extra cautious of flammable materials, children present, and other risk. Violations can result in a misdemeanor with a fine up to $2,500. Parents can also be liable for damage caused by their children. And Josephine County Treasurer Mark DeYoung has announced that he is stepping down from his position effective immediately. In a statement, DeYoung said that decision is due to unforeseen personal reasons. DeYoung became the treasurer in November of 2024. And on to a traffic alert. Starting this morning at 7 a.m., George Nurse Way in Klamath Falls will be closed. The closure will last until this Friday at 9 a.m., but public access will remain open to the Marina parking area and the Veterans Memorial Gazebo. And moving into a crime alert, a Klamath Falls man is facing several charges after holding 2 people hostage and engaging in a standoff with police at a gas station. Police say they arrived to the AMA gas station where the suspect had threatened the gas station clerk and others with a gun. He then barricaded himself inside. The Klamath Falls SWAT team was able to take the suspect into custody after a brief standoff. An investigation revealed that 33-year-old Dustin Townsend held 2 people hostage in a home prior to arriving at the gas station. Police say he caused more than $1,000 worth of damage to the gas station, and he had used a gun stolen out of Medford. A list of his charges can be found on KDRV.com, and the case remains under investigation. And the Klamath County Sheriff's Office is warning that commercial burglaries are increasing across the county. They're currently investigating the surge and say suspects in several cases are accessing businesses through their roofs. The Sheriff's Office asks you that if you see someone on a business roof, especially after hours, call 911. They are also encouraging business owners to get cloud-based security systems. And more than 7,000 illegal marijuana plants were seized from a Cave Junction property. The Josephine marijuana enforcement team executed a search warrant for an illegal grow site on Redwood Highway. More than 7,000 plants and more than 300 pounds of processed marijuana were seized and destroyed. The primary suspects were not on scene, but faced charges including unlawful manufacturing and possession of marijuana and unlawful appropriation of water if they are located. Sheriffs in Northern California are working together with other resources to prevent human trafficking across the state. And while many people think sex of trafficking, their goal is actually to stop labor trafficking.
In the realm of billions of dollars of illegal profit every year that is coming from Siskiyou County.
California law Proposition 64 reduced the penalty for illegal marijuana growers, making it more difficult for the sheriff's office to shut down these marijuana grow sites.
Siskiyou County is one of the largest locations for illegal marijuana cultivation in California.
The billion-dollar illegal marijuana trade has been able to cut costs by trafficking workers. These victims of human trafficking now work with toxic and illegal pesticides, have limited access to food and water, and live in horrible conditions like these while getting very little to no pay.
We have to keep our eyes open for any victims of human trafficking, whether they look malnourished or they say they live where they work.
There are anonymous tip lines you can call or message if you see something that's concerning.
Or if you just notice a whole bunch of suspicious activity, it even will happen next door. Just picking up the phone and calling us.
If you're a cannabis user, the best thing you can do is make sure that there's a California stamp of approval on the packaging. That means that the farms that create these products have gone through extensive investigations to make sure that they treat their workers properly and go through proper channels.
And that's how you know that it has been approved by the state, which means that investigations have been done and they've gone through their paperwork and they've proven to be legit and are actively proving that they are treating their employees correctly and have documentation.
From Siskiyou County, I'm Brinkley Hill.
The city of Ashland unveiled a new plaque in Railroad Park honoring a playwright and victims of racial injustice. This comes after a previous memorial was vandalized several times in the past few years. The plaque honors playwright Lorraine Hansberry, but as well those who lost their lives fighting for social injustice. The project has been in the works for 5 years and was funded by the city's public arts budget. Several Ashland organizations like the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, the Social Equity and Racial Justice Advisory Committee, and many others supported this event.
This is one of the greatest events in my life, and the reason for why is events come and go. And people come and they have a wonderful moment, but this is permanent.
In 2020 at Railroad Park, Ashland residents made a Say Their Names memorial following the aftermath of deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ashland teen Aiden Ellison. Community members hung t-shirts with faces of people who have died of racial violence and tied it to a fence.